You're thinking one thing, the person you're talking to is thinking another. Make sure that you're getting the most out of every conversation by including an E.T.A. I'm Jen Mueller, author of The Influential Conversationalist and your conversation coach, helping you demonstrate leadership potential in your day-to-day interactions. Look, you've got stuff to do. So does everybody else. You're going to demonstrate your leadership potential by getting stuff done and by not wasting anyone's time. You're going to do that with an E.T.A. Here's what that stands for: expectation, timeline, and action item. Every conversation that you have needs to have a reason behind it. So the expectation is knowing, what do you want to get out of a conversation? The timeline is a measure of how long that conversation is going to last. And the action item indicates what comes next. It actually says who's responsible for the next steps. So here's an example. Hey John, I've got 2 questions to ask you about next month's schedule. It shouldn't take more than 5 minutes. When should I come and track you down? If we break down the E.T.A. in that conversation example, the expectation is I'm going to get an answer to the 2 questions about next month's schedule. If I'm looking at a timeline, it's not more than 5 minutes, or an easier way to say that would be less than 5 minutes. The action item is on me. I will track down John. Here's another example. I'm just coming over to take a break and get up from my desk for a couple of minutes. What do you think about the Seahawks' chances this week? Now, this type of E.T.A. looks a little bit different. The expectation in this conversation is that you're just going to chit-chat about the Seahawks. The timeline is a couple of minutes, because in that sentence you said, oh, I'm just getting up from my desk for a couple of minutes. And the action item is on the other person to answer the question about the Seahawks. There's lots of different ways that this works in business and when I ask athletes for interviews. These conversations don't have to be long, and you don't have to point out that every conversation has an E.T.A. But when you build it into the conversations that you're having anyway, you're taking the guesswork out of it. And this is your leadership lesson. Don't make people guess what it is that you're trying to accomplish or that they are supposed to do. Take the guesswork out of conversations by clearly communicating what you need, how long it takes, and who's taking the next steps. Your next step should be purchasing The Influential Conversationalist on Amazon, because you can develop leadership potential through your conversation skills.